Clash of Torment.
Azure Gleam. Clash of Torment. The Kingdom, Alliance, and Church of Seros join hands, laying bare their true aim, forcing the Empire to split their army between the Eastern and Western fronts. Their united armies gather their elite soldiers in the Valley of Torment and begin the march to reclaim Garreg Mach. However, the Empire will not sit idly by and let them take it.
Nice of you to swing by, Dimitri. Looks like we're all here then.
Apologies for the wait. How go the preparations?
All set. We're ready to ring in the new year with the greatest victory Fodlan has ever seen.
Every last soldier we could find is in formation and raring to go.
You'll see for yourself soon enough, and I think you're gonna like how it's looking. Are you planning on heading south right away?
That was my intention, yes. Why? Is something troubling you?
A bit, yeah. We got a report just over a month ago that Count Bergley's had withdrawn from the Eastern Front, which happens to line up exactly with when we pulled our own forces back. It's all a little too convenient, if you ask me. What I'm not sure of is whether he puzzled out our plan with Garreg Mach, or if he fell back to fortify Enbar instead. I guess the real question is how crafty the people calling the shots for the Imperials are.
They left quite the impression on us.
He's right. We had our hands falling more over in the west. Every time we claimed a territory, we'd look for spots to set up camp, only to find the army had razed all the towns and fields to the ground as they retreated.
If they're going that far, there's a good chance they've caught on to our plan. Though I doubt they're expecting all their enemies to come marching through the Valley of Torment hand in hand.
Couldn't we have picked an easier way, though? I'm practically swimming in sweat in this heat. Let's just hope we're almost out.
I see you have scarcely changed from your days at the Academy, Hilda.
Sedith and Lady Rhea. Are you joining the cause as well?
I refuse to spectate from afar while the fate of Fodlan hangs in the balance.
Well, sure, but if something were to happen to you...
I am capable of taking care of myself.
We know every inch this valley has to offer.
If we can traverse it unnoticed, we should arrive at Garreg Mach without incident. The valley's terrain, however, is well suited for ambushes and other such craven tactics.
Yes, we must exercise the utmost caution as we proceed. Our movements should be not only swift, but sensible.
And in the off chance we do face hostilities, we'll surely require help from the Knights of Seros.
If need be, I will lead them myself. Now come, let us restore our rightful claim to Garreg Mach, and put an end to this monstrous tyranny.
Just one? Huh. Okay, so this time we're getting one objective and it's just going straight to Halo.
Would you mind listening to my idea?
I have an idea.
Heck yeah!
I'll do it.
Now then.
Excuse me.
I want to steal a team victory with such a fierce opponent. To the next goal, I wish we have much as I can see their partners in Destiny. They'll not be let's be covered as well. Nobody, Luis didn't join us here. So yeah, I mean, even though he's with Gerald's Worst Race and they all joined us technically, Luis did not join us. So Luis is just not playable. Luis, Gilbert, Cyril, and Hammond seems like they're cutting this game, but I kind of expected this to not get everybody, but it's still weird. Fire away to Garreg Mach. I'm all fired up. Wait, especially me. I think you can get it back, okay?
Welcome.
Huh.
Is that the one? Nothing but the best for you. Is that the one? Nothing but the best for you. Is that the one? Is that the one?
That's why I wanted to do it here. Then we don't have
Got a minute?
Previously, the Alliance looked like a jealous kid, but was tough as nails, old man who kept his cards close to his chest. What do you think of the new guy, Claude? I've been doing some digging into him. Not sure yet, but I want to talk with him a little, but he came up with a bit conniving. I guess that means he can use his head, which is good for a leader. At least he's the kind of guy who would jerk you out around. That'd be a problem. It sure feels strange fraternizing with our arch enemies, but bridging the gap is all part of the fun. I suppose you didn't get the pun. You see, it's play on arch enemies and bridging the gap. What do you think? I've been ready to start my strips for the past 2 years.
That's concerning.
I had formation just so I could avoid Lance, well, Lyra specifically. But I didn't expect that she'd come to this camp herself. I know the Game Army expected it either. I don't mind if you talk to Lyra, but just keep us out of it. Especially don't mention her. The two of them have quite a complicated history. Tell me, are you one of the people who worry about the Lyra's ability to command the front lines? Not really. She used to deploy the Night Style comic, didn't she? And good effect, from what I've heard. It's not hard to imagine she'd make a great commander. That's right, she's got more experience leading armies than most of our generals combined. I want to fight by her side, but Lyra insists I need the Kingdom Army. Oh, she's right here. I've heard of your exploits. You have been working rather hard despite your station as a mercenary. But it may not have been for the Church. You save our lives nonetheless. The Archbishop of the Church of Ceros allowed me to express my sincere gratitude. It was something. No need to thank me personally or anything. You're in the gods here, regardless of your beliefs. The Emperor on the hand must face severe punishment for inciting such a foolish conflict. I ask you continue to wield your magnificent power with righteousness. But fortunately, we were able to convince Just to come to our cause. Yeah, I know that will play a key role in recovering Garrick Mach. The pains to send them into battle when they wish to avoid the Church. But one's fate hangs in the balance. We have no choice but to rely on their strength. So much more for us now and end this conflict as swiftly as possible. I finally returned my old self. I'm an ancient known through all of Poland as well. Good luck with that. How are you gonna make a name for yourself? In my mad, of course. My name is Master of Magic Arts. So one day I shall restore House Neville to its former glory. Now she's totally different when she's inside. I heard about this, but because I never actually played that, I wasn't sure what was going on. A lot of people in the church are wound up with that power of yours. Some of them are stuck here in Liga Toma. I don't think that's true. We can trust you, right? Of course, I might get put on one anyway. Gotcha, you know, I was told to keep you away from Lyria, but she seems to trust you, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Ch13 Torment, the name alone sends chills down my spine. Even though I survive, my father's gonna be waiting at Garrick Mach on their side. I'm doubly terrified. You'll go ahead. I'm good to burn a blade forever. Alright, you can hold things here. Should I leave Dimitri know, or do you want to do it yourself? Wait a minute, I'll get my best. This can go wild, but it's finally time to say goodbye to Kingdom Army Base Camp. Once the Garrick Mach is over, we'll be joined with the Alliance. Process getting here, we throw back a few drinks over once Garrick Mach is reclaimed. This plan works if we retake Garrick Mach, then we'll be over. As long as the Empire is run by fools, that is. You think so? It might drag the Empire back, but who knows how long the Alliance will play nice. The Alliance. That policy hasn't crossed my mind. You're trying to look. What are these people thinking, approaching Garrick Mach through that insufferable valley? It's unbearably hot, the paths are precarious, and danger lurking around every corner. What misery. That's the depressing fact I want to go back to bed. Now that the Alliance forces have joined us, we should be returning to Pod's command. We will continue to work with you all until we clean the monastery. I hear it. I was worried you all would cut out here as soon as you could. We fought so many battles together at this point. I like you belong here anyway. There were comes to Claude, but it was never our intention to leave part ways through. We are proof of the friendship between the Kingdom and Alliance, so to speak. We should continue our cooperation. I know terrain from Garrick Mach to the Little Well. I shall touch our guide. Of course, the Archbishop will be leading us to battle, and is prepared to employ the full might of the Knights of Ceros. If we squander this opportunity, so too goes our chance to retake Garrick Mach. We must succeed at all costs. God's protection is on our side. Let's fight together to claim a victory. As long as it seems we will be able to return to Garrick Mach. The monastery is like home to me. It's the only place I can imagine going back to. I will do my very best, so I hope you all lend me your strength. Let's see, right, so back behind Garrick Mach's walls again. I'll be open the Office Academy as well. Alright, this is it. We're finally destroying Garrick Mach. My blood's boiling. I gotta say, if we're gonna attack him anyway, this will need to swear backs off C through A-Low. We just kick them down doors and start knocking Imperial skulls. I've always lived in my youth. Now we've come so far together. I must admit, I've grown very fond of the people in here, this army. I used to feel such an animus towards Vargas, but now I actually want them to win. I can't believe it. I returned to Alo. Last time I was defeated and surrendered. At that time, I was chasing the Archbishop. She is here now also. That's why it's called Fate. I don't think this is like a twist of fate, but this time you're fighting on the same side. Yes, we were enemies then, now we are allies. We will not be losing. Feels like a bad one for battle. Perhaps that's why my heart is racing. Remember I said about the Death Knight has been by me. I also talked with some people in the Alliance army, and they haven't seen him either. A monster like him can't live without fighting, so it's hard to believe he's just gone. Maybe he left the military. Life pulls you in all sorts of directions, you know? You really think he'd do that? Doesn't sound like it to me. Still, it's all fine with me if it means we don't have to face him again. There haven't been any sightings of Verdi or Hebert in months. I hope they've been very restricted to their station and not something worse. I know they're our enemies, but I wonder if we'll see them at Garrick Mach. We're gonna take back March next, aren't we? The big ages missed the old Officer Academy. It's hard to get book learning, but it's fun to hang out with everyone from our classes. What do you remember most? Probably the mock battle. I wouldn't say exactly a good memory. Oh yeah, you got yourself in a real mess back there. We had a great party afterwards, though. I wonder what's going on at the monastery right now. Is anyone from the old days still there? Garrick Mach last before last. The final piece of our strategy. The enemy could be lurking anywhere though, so we need to keep our wits about us. I know it's harsh, but I'm going to try to make it unsuitable for large armies. But it's perfect for guerrilla tactics. The enemy's not only the ones we need to take advantage of that. You look puzzled. Is something wrong?
No.
I just feel strange. Everyone's been much more welcoming than I thought they'd be. No one's all that terrified of me. While you're fighting in the West, we've been starting between the Eastern and Western fronts providing support. The Eastern provided their share of troubles as well. The Alliance mere force up against the Minister of Military Affairs at Army after all. Though the enemy was superior in number and more experience, the Alliance was able to stay off the onslaught through a depth and deployment strategies. We haven't seen Count Hevering again. The Majesty of Felix are really resting occasion. 10 years ago, they were squatting over a broke whose sword. No, look at them. One's a king, the other's a duke. They're fighting the other side, issuing orders to each other lords. I don't lie, it's still hard to believe. Maybe it's time I get back together too. There are millionaires that I think Gerald's mercy would become our allies. When you said you wanted them on our side, I thought you might have taken a hard hit in the head or something. We actually pulled it off. You really can do anything. Since joining the King Army, I've been to admire places and seen the very landscapes. The ale is truly extraordinary. I don't think there's anywhere else like it off Boldland. Have you heard the story of how it came to be? This is all the work of the gods. It is a folktale, but think of how terrified it would be if it were true. The gods saw our current state of affairs and got angry again. They'd all be in grave danger. Yeah, the folktale is definitely is actually wrong.
Did you know?
It was recently reunited with Hilda after 2 long times apart. She had been worried about me. She's always spoken so kind to me, even at the Arts Academy. I had thought best to keep others at arm's length, and never even so much said thanks to them. When we were separated, I found myself missing Hilda dearly. I guess what I'm saying is, it's nice to have a friend. She makes me feel stronger and more courageous. It's only a matter of time before the enemy gets wind of what we were after. In fact, they might have already. We'd be wise to consider the possibility of a massive battle in the Valley of Torment. You're right, we should be catching our enemy off guard, but they might have enough time to deploy a small elite force. It probably depends on Count Hevering, since he is defending the West and how quickly the Emperor will react. The sooner she does, the more likely they'll send a larger army. That being said, we're also deploying a small raiding party of our own, mostly in anticipation of that. I mentioned we'll be doing battle with NALO, where large numbers aren't partly at an advantage. I don't think it'll be impossible to win. We finally be able to return to Garrick Mach. The monster serves a symbol of the Holy Church of Ceros. In the name of the gods, we must stop at nothing to reclaim it.
Wow.
Or
if we do return, we should no longer have the bread of the king, so... Oh, they're both blue icons, but he's got an orange text above his head, and she's got blue. Alois has red, orange above his head too.
Hey,
They said long ago this area wasn't a valley, but a lush vast forest. But when the goddess saw how thoroughly corrupt the humans become, she flew in a rage. She released divine judgment from the heavens, reduced the entire region of Ilil to ash. Do you think the flames are still burning under the ground after all this time?
Got a minute?
Are you sure Grace Arpit should be commanding the front lines? It could get really hairy out there. Can she even fight? But I did hear she took command during the battle when the monster fell. At any rate, we can't let anything happen to her. Gotta stay sharp out there. Yeah, she can fight. She can definitely fight.
greetings, friend. Nothing to
Greetings, man. Another report. Now we've got the Alliance of Church on our side. I'm starting to think we can win this thing. You have a real humdinger of a battle coming. Solve Patreon from here. Garrick Mock smacked it into the Fulham, right? I know it's got historical significance, but isn't we work some eyes over?
Let's see.
It's a huge building, probably some crazy catacombs underneath. Who knows what kind of secrets might be behind down there? I think so too, huh? Today we're some switch paths beneath the monastery. I'm Jets, #1 breadwinner in Gerald's Mercenaries. Nice to meet you. Do I have to brother? I don't know. I've been alone my whole life. Why are you looking at me like that? You see a ghost. What's this thing I said? Jets? Wasn't one of our commands called Gets? Where we are now isn't unbearable. I'm sure it will get hard once we enter the valley. Many people from Vargas don't do well in the heat. I can't help but be concerned for them. There's gotta be a way to stay cool, even in the valley. Maybe we can ask someone who knows ice magic? Oh yeah, somebody work. We can consult with the scholars. We won't be in any condition to fight if we are all exhausted reach the monastery. Hey, Songfather, how have you been faring in the Alliance? That's fine, Ed. I'm relieved to see no harms come to you. Yeah, they always do a good job looking out for me. Are you going to be joining us in the fight for the Garrick Mock? I would like to, but I have been charged with managing our reserve troops. Once I have finished here, I am to return to the capital to gather Duke Ivan Margaret Gautier.
No way.
Working yourself to bone, as usual. Not that I want you to fight on the front lines. Why isn't running around doing all those errands exhausting? Indeed it is, but you must forgive me. These dudes bear great importance as well. All excuse so he doesn't get to join us. Oh, there's no excuse for Rhea not joining us right now. Or Cyril. They could easily join us right now.
Well,
String Army would have Vea by now if we didn't have the Mario keep and watch. After one party to fierce conflict long ago, it's agreed that Serenga's people would be subject to Vargas' will. However, they still attack in hopes of claiming our fertile lands. On the other hand, Dusker and Vargas have tumultuous relationship decades ago, and you can count the number of conflicts between them on the one hand. That could be due to Dusker's lands being more fertile than the ones of Vargas.
Time to work you into shape.
Dark Knight. Oh, wow. Okay, so you start at Silverheart, go to Swordmaster, and then go to Enlightened One, which is the same class in the original game. A Holy One, blessed by God itself. The wielder of magic has high strength overall. I mean, that makes sense, but it's like, dang, you gotta build her up so quickly. Whereas Gerald actually starts with Holy Knight. I guess because they want you to make sure you have to Fire Sweep, True Awakening, Aura, Saint's Power, Granted Swords Awakening Gauge, God's Vessel, complete prevents knockback of at least 50% Awakening Gauges filled. Axe Breaker too. Fires magic and fields attacks and strength and magic attacks and calculate damage. Ooh, dual onslaught's amazing. Okay. We'll train you on Silverheart. See if we can get that up as fast as possible.
I am
Only for
the more power.
prowess.
I'll take what I.
Marianne got. She got Grandma, so let's put him in Mage. Because his Holy Knight class, Organath, Involvator, Thoron, yeah. He really wants to start learning some magic too.
Yes. This'll help.
There must.
Hey,
I can use.
I have yet more power to. I'll.
oh.
He only gets Thoron and Aura. He has like no magic at all. But still, I want to put him in Holy Knight soon, so we'll try and get him his few spells he has. But it also means you don't have to have him prioritize mages at all, really. In fact, I can just get him. I think I'm just gonna get him Thoron up. Get him Thoron, and otherwise ignore the rest of his mad classes.
There's nothing more riveting.
New path. Even in.
I can.
Training can be the difference.
Just tell me.
I doubt this.
I am capable.
I'll add this to.
Different road? Well,
Okay, I think we're good. Okay, Mastered Silverheart.
I could use this.
I feel like I've taken hold of something.
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
How can I best use this power?
I'll take what I. Hey,
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I hope to.
There's only gonna be one. Because they're gonna both mash this right now.
Perhaps let's try something else next time.
I can use.
I'd grab. I'll add the. Whatever the gun.
14 Master Seals. Dang.
I've earned this. Obviously.
I'm just glad we finished.
I can use.
I think
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Well, how'd it go?
Master Seal, huh?
That's a good result.
Counting on you both.
Leave it to me.
Very well.
We all must do our fair share.
Interesting.
Hunger is the true enemy.
Yeah, the flavors.
This is one of my favorites. Thank you.
Oh, but this is simply scrumptious.
Okay.
Come back whenever you're hungry.